स्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादं शङ्करं लोकशङ्करं शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम् ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। गुकारो अन्धकारो वैरुकारस्तन्निवर्तकः अन्धकारनिरोधित्वात् गुरुरित्यभिधीयते। ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। ॐ भद्रं कर्णेभिः शृणुयाम देवाः भद्रं पश्येमाक्षभिर्यजत्राः स्थिरैरङ्गैः सुष्ठुवांसस्तनूभिः वशेम देवहितं यदायुः। स्वस्ति न इन्द्रो वृद्धश्रवाः स्वस्ति नः पूषा विश्ववेदाः स्वस्ति नस्तार्क्ष्यो अरिष्ठनेमिः स्वस्ति नो बृहस्पतिर्दधातु। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। ॐ प्रज्ञानां शुप्रदानै स्थिरचरनिकरव्याप्तिभिर्व्याप्य लोकान् भुक्त्वा भोगान् स्तविष्ठान् पुनरभितिषणोद्भासितान् कामजन्यान् पीत्वा सर्वान् विशेषान् सुभिति मधुरभुङ् मायया भोजयन्नः माया संज्ञास्तुरीयम् परममृतमजं ब्रह्म यत्तन्नतोऽस्मि। यो विश्वात्मा विदिज विषयान् प्राश्य भोगान् स्तविष्टान् पश्चाच्चान्यान् सुभिति विभवान् ज्योतिषा स्वेन सूक्ष्मान् सर्वानेतान् पुनरभिशनैः स्वात्मनि स्थापयित्वा हित्वा सर्वान् विशेषान् विगत गुणगणः पात्वसौ न स्थुरीयः। We are seeing Māṇḍūkya Upaniṣad along with its kārikā, and we are in the third section of kārikā, Advaita Prakaranam. Section deals with the immortality, or giving some reasoning and logic to accept the non-duality oneself. This is the main role of this section, and we are studying the 21st and 22nd verse today. We are going to see what is the meaning of 21st and 22nd verse of third section of kārikā. We will read and we will proceed what is the meaning. Okay. न भवति अमृतं मर्त्यं न मर्त्यं अमृतं तथा प्रकृतेरन्यतो भावो न कश्चित् भविष्यति न कथंचित् भविष्यति. Once more I will read. न भवति अमृतं मर्त्यं न मर्त्यं अमृतं तथा प्रकृतेरन्यथा भावो न कथंचित् भविष्यति. In this universe, any object which is having some features by birth, by intrinsic nature, those features are connected along with their body. In and through it will be there. It will be endowed with them all the time. That intrinsic nature of a thing will not change at any point of time. It will be there all the way. For example, like Adi Shankara, the commentator, used to quote somewhere, the warmness of the fire, the shining of the fire will never go away at any point of time from the fire. Wherever there is fire, the heat of the fire, the shining of the fire will also be there. This will not change at any point of time, whether you use in Antarctica. If you put a fire in Antarctica, still fire will become hot. You may feel less hot due to the weather conditions, but the fire will continue to express its intrinsic nature wherever you put some fire. Even at the tip of the matchbox, the fire is less, still it has some glow and it has some heat. It will never change its intrinsic nature. This is one example. In Hindi we say हमेशा रहता है इसके साथ. They go together. They never split at any cost of time, at any point of time. Wherever you see the fire, there will be hot, there will be a shining. Wherever there is hot, you have to assume that there is fire somewhere. You got a glass of coffee, and coffee is very hot. You don't see the fire, but the coffee came from a fire pot. Thus, it is transferred to the glass and it is transferred to your mouth, the hotness of the fire. What I want to say, any object in this universe will never change its intrinsic nature at any point of time. So, this will be very helpful to identify something. When the features are there along with it at any point of time, that features will help us to identify the object. That is why there are dogs which are trained to identify certain things which are having some fragrance or smell or any other thing. Some dogs are trained to fetch narcotics from the people who are carrying. Some dogs are trained to find out the body remains from a tragedy or an unprecedented event like earthquake, flood, or destruction of a massive building. You need to find out there is somebody or not. Where humans have their own limitation. That is why special dogs are being trained, because the intrinsic nature of an object will not change, so that with the factors, with the features, when they get trained, they identify the feature, and from the feature we will identify the object. Let it be. Now come to the meaning of the words. Amritam na bhavati martyam. An immortal entity will not subject to have death or birth, because it's an absurdity. If you say an immortal entity is subject to birth, anything subject to birth is not immortal, because it starts it being, the existence, from the very second when they get the birth. So immortality is much less similar to permanent or eternal. An eternal entity will not start it being from one date and it will continue. We need to assume that if it get a birth, up to birth it was absence in the world. It means that it's not immortal, it is not permanent. It starts its journey when it get the birth. Fine. Amritam na martyam tatha. That mortal entity will not become immortal also. Martyam na amritam tatha. A mortal living being is not subject to immortality, because it got a birth once upon a time means it is immortal. It will die once upon a time. It is not going to be a permanent entity in the world. Already it was not there till the birth starts or till it got a birth. So what is the point here is to be understood. There cannot be a change in the intrinsic nature of a substance. A substance which has an intrinsic nature is not subject to any point of time. If it is an immortal entity, it will continue to be immortal. You should not say there is a birth or there is a death. If it is a mortal entity, we should not be adamant to give immortality for a mortal entity. His body is mortal, subject to destruction. But the locus of the body, if you study that, the scriptures from the traditional teachers, you will find out the essence of the body, which is consciousness, is not subject to decay or destruction or perishing. It will be continuing till the world ends and after also, without changing its own nature. So, Prakridehe anyata bhavaha na kadanchit bhavishyati. The nature of a substance will not get changed at any point of time. Immortality will continue for an immortal entity. Mortality will continue for a mortal entity. Half of the way it will not become immortal, or half of the way an immortal entity never becomes immortal. Remember, immortal entity is always immortal. Mortal entity is always mortal. In this world, it is very easy to find out. I already mentioned you an example also. There will be no changing of the intrinsic nature of a subject. Na katanchit bhavishyati in this world. That is why wild animals are wild animals, if you tame or not. Suddenly in the circus, lion get violated and it will challenge with the ringmaster because of the torture he has given up to this. The wildness will arouse. It will come inside its mind. I am a lion. And I used to live like this, not like obeying him, the ringmaster. Suddenly it will jump on the ringmaster. We have seen all these things. A big story is there in the YouTube. A female elephant who has been tortured for 45 years. Suddenly that nature of the elephant came out. It just turned away, made a mess inside the circus. It just opened the door and went out through the traffic. It's running behind the whole police and everything. At last, a sad end. I think 46 bullets they put in her head. This elephant is a history now. But she was very, very honest and beautiful and drew attention of the people in the circus. But sometimes the torture, what they create for an animal, is not very easy to tolerate by them. Suddenly they feel that wild nature. Animals which are living in the wild will have the nature of wildness. We love animals, like in the background. They should live inside the forest. Animals which are tamed, which are domesticated, let them live a life along with you. So nowadays, all the countries are banned almost circus with the animals and everything. Still, some people who have some hold in the government continue with the lion, tiger, hippos, elephants in their circus. Remember, we cannot change their nature even if you tame them. Prakrtir anyata bhavaha katanchit na bhavishyati. Now come into the logic and practicality. What is the practical way of understanding this verse? People think themselves that I am mortal. I got a birth in the world. I am subject to die because I am been attacked by my diseases. I have a lot of health issues, so I will die. There is a mistake in that clause. I will die. There is a mistake. Due to the ignorance, a person think oneself that I will die. If you come to know the fact about oneself, that I am immortal, you will change that clause. I will not die, my body will die. But it takes a lot of time to study under a traditional teacher and understanding the scriptures. Very few people dare to do this action. That is why this verse is so important to connect with our life. I will not die. My body is subject to perish. Because body got a birth, so body will get a death. So what I want to say, I am being immortal, being the fact and the intrinsic nature of myself is immortality. I will continue as an eternal entity in this world. My body is not eternal. My body will die. My body will perish. But I am not the body. And you cannot make the body immortal also. Martyam na amartyam bhavadi tatha. Something which is subject to destruction in this creation will continue its nature of destruction. You can give some longevity by keeping some ventilator, some other modern equipments in the person's mouth and everything. Artificial breath, artificial activation of the body through machines. You can give. How many days? Body is subject to death. Albert Einstein was being asked by the doctors, sir, if you keep all these machines along with the body and daily if you do all this dialysis, etc., your longevity towards your lifespan will continue more 12 to 14 or 20 years. Albert Einstein is not only a scientist, he's a philosopher. He's a person of logic. I don't want to prolong my lifespan of my body through artificial machines. I have done what I have to do in the world by this blessed body. Now the body wants to go away. I should not compel my body to stay in the world again for 12 years through artificial things. It is worse than death. So I will depart from the world with my body. The logic is we cannot make the body eternal in the world. What is subject to destruction, it should go. Some people will have early death because of the destiny prarabdha. Some people will continue up to 93, 100, 102, 126. No problem. It's also destiny. Prarabdha. They have to continue in the world. From the standpoint of Lord Krishna and the Srimad Bhagavad Gita, 8th chapter, 21st verse, Anityam asugam logam imam prapya bhajasvam. Asukham, anityam. This world is filled with unhappiness. This world is filled with all kinds of illusionary experiences, which is not true. One will be subject to all kinds of worries when you are dealing with the duplicate things and artificial things in the world. You are dealing with another body. It's a duplicate thing. It's an artificial thing. You are not dealing with the ultimate Brahman in the world. Vyavahara, the empirical dealing is always with some name and form, which is artificial, duplicate, unreal. Unreal dealings are always packed with worries and issues. No, I am enjoying the family. My wife is so cute. My wife will cook whatever I want. My children, they are studying well. I am enjoying. It's not like that, Swamiji. It's all conditional. As long as your wife will not quarrel with you, you will be happy. As long as your kids don't find a rogue element in their life, they will be obeying you. It's all conditional happiness. I am not interested to explain right now. Remember, this world is full of illusions, unreal things. One should not come. We already came because of our destiny. We should return back. Our body should return in the right time. We should not worry about anybody's death. We should not worry about ours death also. We can pray. And most of the people are not concerned about others' life. Why should you concern about their life? People daily want some dead bodies of animals to eat. Animal body or a piece of meat is a product of extreme cruelty. They want to destroy others to live their life. Why should you You worry about their destruction. You worry about yourself. You worry about noble people. Don't worry about somebody who is even in your family who is against the rules of moral rules, who is against the moral rules in the world. Why? This is a part of our life. Prakritehe anyada bhavaha na katanchit bhavishyati. Nothing will go against the nature of oneself. So one should properly understand that your body is not going to continue in the world till the last day of the world. That doesn't mean that I am mortal, I am immortal. For the understanding of that immortality, one needs to spend some time under the traditional teacher and also with the scriptures. Then you will come to know the immortality. Then you come to know the formless Brahman. When you come to know the self is Satyam Jnanam Anantam. This is the only truth. This is the ocean of happiness. This is the embodiment of consciousness, which is formless. This statement will not do nothing for a beginner. The statement will not do anything. It is meaningless for a beginner, I mean. But a person who have already studied for 1 or 2 years and listening continuously the traditional teachers' verse from the scriptures, for them it is purposeful that the self is Satyam Jnanam Ananta. I am immortal. Thus a person is ready to live a life without any hesitation, without any insecurity, without any worries, in spite of all the issues for the body and the situation. This is to be understood from this verse. Now we will go through the Bhashya. Yasmad na bhavati amritam martyam loge. Loge, in this world, in this universe, an immortal entity is not subject to become mortal at any point of time. There is no death and birth for me. After studying, I am Brahman. After understanding, assimilating the knowledge. Amritam na bhavati martyam in this world. Immortal entity will not change its nature and become mortal entity. That means it is not subject to birth or death. Na abhi martyam amritam tada. A mortal body will not become an immortal body at any point of time. It will not change its own nature. Tadaha, because of this reason, tataha, tasmat karanat, prakridehe swabhavasya anyada bhavaha. There will be no change of nature of an object having some inborn features. Intrinsic nature will not change its intrinsic nature. Na kadanchana. At any point of time. Martyatvam swabhava vaiparityam yeshyati ityartha. See, death and birth is only for an mortal entity, for a body, for the creations. Because creation started once upon a time. So creation will end at a day. Creation itself is subject to perish. We cannot keep the creation eternal. I am a part of the creation from the standpoint of body, mind, sense complex. It is subject to perish. From the standpoint of reality, I am immortal. Chitega rasa ananda. The consciousness which is one and which is all pervading everywhere and which is the essence of all living beings in the creation, which is the ocean of happiness. If you come to know this, your immortality never went and came back. Because of the misunderstanding, you didn't identify your immortality. Now the traditional teacher made you to recognize your immortality and you are happy. And you are enjoying the world in spite of all your issues. You have ear issues, you have nose issues. You have some trouble with your leg. You have trouble with your headache. They can bother. I will enjoy this world as long as I live without hurting anybody in the world. Immortality is a factor which will make you more strong and firm while living in the world. Whether somebody's presence or somebody's absence or somebody's behavior will not make you unhappy. Let them live, let them behave. It's a lesson for me. No need to be along with them because of their misbehavior. So that immortality is not a ordinary understanding. I am immortal will change your entire life. The doctor may be fear of your disease, you are not. Society will be fear of your daily life, but you are not. You walk along with the fearsome dogs. You walk at night where the people are very much afraid to go, like cremation ground, etc. You don't have any problem because you don't find out any ghost in the world except the all-pervading Brahman. Ghost is an illusion. And most of the people believe because they are being convinced that Dracula is there and some other ghost, the conjurer, something like that. For a Brahmajnani, one who knows that I am the immortal self, if somebody tell them there are ghosts in the world, he may say, let it come. If it can follow English, I will take some class of Vedanta. If it can follow some Spanish or Portuguese, I will find out some other teachers. This is the way of dealing with the ghost. People are very much afraid of spirits. People are afraid of paranormal activities. People are afraid of a lot of things in the world. But a person who is convinced due to the teachings of traditional teacher that I am Brahman, I am self, Nothing is going to stop him. He is just like a 50 lakhs insurance holder. He will be involved in every kind of duties because he have insurance. Or $3 crore insurance. When he hold, he can walk in the middle of the in the road with a heavy traffic. This is how we already came across a beautiful example. Mattagaja arudaha aham. Unmattam bhumishtam tishtandam pradi. Mam pradi gajam vahaya idi purvanam abhi tam pradi navahayadi aviroda buddhya. Tadvat. In the last verse, we came across one beautiful example. I am riding in a mad elephant, rogue elephant. People will try to provoke you saying certain things, ride the elephant on me. But you will not ride on them because you know that he is ignorant. You don't know my capacity and my strength. I am Brahman. And I am studying under a traditional teacher that all-pervading Brahman is there everywhere. Whether you are ignorant or illegitimate or innocent or cruel, you are Brahman. But they don't have that idea. So the point is, body is subject to death. Body is subject to birth. But I am not subject to death or birth. This understanding makes a lot of difference. So here it is told like this. Tataha prakrutehe svabhavasya anyada bhavaha swataha prachyutihi na katanchit bhavishyat. Swataha prachyuti na katanchit bhavishyat. Prachyuti, destruction, perishes. It will not subject to any kind of destruction if it is an immortal entity by nature. It will not change its nature half of the way in the creation. If it is a mortal entity, it will not immortal in the half of the way because it is not going to change its nature. So, Sataha prachyutihi na katanchit bhavishyati. There is no self-destruction for an immortal entity. In the Bhagavad Gita, very beautiful verse in the second chapter. Achedyoyam adahyoyam akledyoyam ashosyoyam. Nitya sarvagatasthanu. Achaloyam sanatana. An immortal entity which is formless will not be taken away by the torpedo. It will not get subject to any kind of destruction by air, by breathing, by this vital force. It will not get to any kind of destruction by a bomb blast or fire or lightning or thunder. Fire is not a threat. Vital force air is not a threat. And also, water, flood will not make any kind of destruction. Achedyoyam adahyoyam ashosyoyam. It will not. This immortal entity, what we call Brahman, is not subject to any kind of destruction through any four elements. Earth means weapons. iron weapons, poison, anything. A formless entity cannot be made any kind, cannot be vanished, or a formless entity is not subject to any kind of vanish. It will not go away from here due to any kind of destruction. So, understanding myself like this will make me more and more strong, rigid, a comfort way of living in the world. In spite of anything, you may not own a car. You don't have a proper home doctor. You may not have money. Richness don't belongs to pocket. It belongs to heart. When you give to the right person, you are rich. When you give a piece of bread who is in hunger, you are rich. Rawls laws don't make any sense. Your richness is here, not here. The richness belongs to heart, not with the pocket. In spite of your lackness in certain things, in spite of your issues regarding pertaining to your body, in spite of all your situations, you will be happy because of the conviction what you got from your traditional teacher that you are immortal. It makes a newborn person, after listening, you will never subject to any kind of grievances again. You will not be a person who will fall under any worries in this world. Your body will have some issues, but you will be in a totally balanced, you will be a balancing person with your heart and mind. That is what we need after studying this verse. There will be no mortality for me from my standpoint of reality. My body is subject to any kind of issues which will not affect me. I am immortal Brahman. The self is always immortal. This is the meaning of the verse. Now we'll go to the next verse and we'll see the just meaning of the words, and we will see the explanation in the next class. Swabhavena amruto yasya bhavo gacchati martyatam kritagena amrutattvasya kadam stasyati nischalaha. Once more I will read. Swabhavena amruto yasya bhavo gacchati martyatam kritagena amrutastasya kadam stasyati nischalaha. The katham word will be taken to the first sentence also. Swabhavena amritaha yasya bhavaha katham gacchati martyada. Same meaning what we have explained and enjoyed in the previous verse. By nature, somebody is immortal. How can it be mortal? Kritagena, a product, means something which got a birth. Kritagena, amritaha tasya, How can it be immortal? A product is subject to decay. Any product. A mortal thing is not subject to immortality. How can you say that it is immortal, imperishable? A question is asked to the Purvapakshi, one who is arguing with Lord Adi Shankara. What is his argument? Yes, Brahman is immortal, but for the time being it became a body, like me. I am Brahman, but I have a body. Here, the verse says to him, how can an immortal Brahman can become a body? How can an immortal Brahman can become all kinds of perishing things, perishable things in the world? All are subject to mortal. So Brahman didn't become to an immortal thing. Brahman didn't become a mortal creation or mortal universe. Then how are you going to explain about the creation? A question will arise now. And Gaudapada answer again to him. A product, a creation is a product. A product will not change its nature, that it will not become immortal from its mortality. You should understand properly. Creation is subject to perish, but the essence of the creation, which is the underlying reality, where everything is superimposed, is not subject to any kind of destruction. Now the person who is arguing with Shankara will raise a question. What about those sentences talking about the creation in your Upanishad itself? How you are going to explain that if this is the truth? Tasmad va etasmad atmanaha akashaha samputaha. Akashad vayuhu vayuragnihi agnirapaha adbhyaf prathivi. These sentences are not told by me. Your own Upanishad says that there is creation. And you are now arguing with me, you are denying that there is no creation. Brahman didn't become any five elements. How are you going to explain all these things now? You yourself jumped into a trap. You have to answer all these sentences talking about creation in the Upanishad itself, which we will see in the next class. Om Swasti Prajabhya Paripalayandam Nyayena Margena Mahim Mahishaha Gobrahmanebhya Shubhamastu Nityam Loga Samasta Sugino Bhavantu Kale Varshadu Parjanyaha Prithvi Sasya Shalini Deshoyam Chobarahitaha Brahmana Sandhu Narbhayaha Sarve Bhavantu Suginaha Sarve Santu Niramayaha Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu Ma Kaschid Dukkha Bhag Bhavet Asato Ma Sadgamaya Tamaso Ma Jyotirgamaya Mrityorma Amritam Gamaya Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamataya Purnameva Vashishyate Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Sri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om